from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is Wednesday and I am ready to get started on some more drama in the Sister Wives family. So it is election season coming up here in, not that long. We're at the end of September and elections are November 3rd. If you haven't not yet gotten you can vote in the mail. Did you know that? I've already voted. Yay! Okay, so make sure you get out and vote. Make sure you register to vote. Do all of those things. Be a civic-minded individual and put your money where your mouth is when it comes to politics so that you can make a difference. All right, so with that being said, this is the time of year and the time every 4 years when things get really heated on social media and you start to see a lot of people start to have disputes, even with the ones they love. Yes, family feuds related to politics are nothing new. But we're seeing this sort of division happening right now in the fundy land of the Sister Wives because Gwendolyn Brown is now 18 years old and she just graduated from high school and she has come into her own belief system and she is a more progressive minded individual, unlike some of her siblings. And as a result of that, let's just talk about it. Some of her siblings and her do not see eye to eye. Now, we have seen her brother Paedon and her go back and forth. We've also seen Paedon go back and forth with Mariah. Now, Paedon is her only biological whole brother. He is Christine and Cody's son. He is her older brother, and she is not, I guess, thrilled with him. Paedon's kind of the conservative type. He has a military background, and let's just say he is all about making comments that some people just don't agree with. He has gone back and forth with Mariah, and the two of them have basically said that they don't like each other. I think Paedon actually said, "I can't stand her." And now it's Gwendolyn that's going toe-to-toe when it comes to her brother Paedon. Now, if you know anything about Gwendolyn, she has a Twitter account where she has a lot to say. She is not PG. She's more like PG-13, sometimes in a full R-rated in the language in which she uses. And because of that, she talks about a lot of different things. Lately, she's saying that some of her siblings don't support her. Now, if you remember, she has been out as a part of the LGBTQ+, and she made this tweet a few days ago which said that moment when you find out that your siblings gossip about how they don't think that your sexuality is real or possible. Yikes. And she said this is something we can all relate to, definitely. So she is saying that her siblings don't buy it, they don't believe it, and they don't like it. Now, she has come out and said she is bisexual, which obviously confuses people. I understand people think that you can only like one person or another. I get it, but that's simply not true. There's a lot of people that like both genders and are not at all, like, that's just what they like. And apparently her siblings don't think that's real. Now, there's some people that don't want to accept any aspect of it unless you are completely hetero. There are some people in this fundy world that just think all people that are in the LGBTQ+ are sinners and therefore not, good people. But she's saying they don't even think that hers is real or possible. Yikes. Now, this actually led to a response by one of her followers which said, "Probs Paedon. He legit insta-messaged me once to let me know that Black lives don't matter." And she said, "Not surprised." And she said, "Did you screenshot?" And Alex responded, "There were more, but I think it was in the comments of his Blue Lives trash post. And then people legit jumped on me and tried to justify it." And she shared a screenshot. And in those screenshots, the messages from Paedon were your basic rhetoric about how, so he makes all of these statements in this about, I don't even know, these seem like talking points for people that are not fond of the BLM movement. They are not fond of anything that's not pro-police. They also are not fond of this idea that the BLM is valid in its belief that there is an actual issue which is documented with police officers and the Black community. So he seemed to be echoing all of those talking points back and forth with this Alex individual. And at one point, she responded by telling her that in a now deleted post that she did really well, but that her brother is an idiot. Actually, I think she called him a racist idiot. Yikes. So Paedon is likely the person that's not supporting her and gossiping about her behind her back. And then he's also DMing people, telling people that, these things don't matter and all the stuff that you're listening to is wrong and, blah, blah, blah. Now, when someone then jumped over to his Instagram and said, just an FYI, your sister Gwen is calling you a racist and an idiot on Twitter. That's just not okay. He said, thanks. I will still protect her until my dying day. So Gwendolyn doesn't like Paedon, but Paedon will still protect his sister. But then it seems as though Paedon doesn't accept his sister or he's gossiping about his sister. Yikes. He has better things to say about Gwen than he does about Mariah, which is interesting because I would say Mariah and Gwen both are loudmouths in terms of what they have to say, which, by the way, being a loudmouth is not a bad thing. I'm totally one of those in terms of like saying how I feel about things. But politically, they couldn't be more different than their brother Paedon. So I find this a little bit interesting. I find his response different because when he talked about Mariah, he said, I can't stand her. Could it be that it's because it's his full-blooded sister that he grew up with? Could it just be as simple as that? Or is it that Mariah is just more irritating than Gwen? I don't really know, to be honest. Mariah has still been on her Instagram talking a lot about, trying to motivate people to not vote for President Trump because of his stance against the LGBTQ plus, as well as sort of the anti-BLM rhetoric and people that he speaks to. So I'm not sure what to make of this, but it sounds like there is some dissenting opinions and support in this family, which is something that I've always wondered. Now, we know that the moms say that they fully support their sibling, their daughters, or anybody's lifestyle. They call it a lifestyle. They like to classify it as though, well, we'll accept this lifestyle if they accept that we want to live as polygamists. It's not really a lifestyle though, Christine. Anyways, so they'll be open and accepting to people whatever way they want to live their lives. But I've always wondered, because of the conservativeness within this group, there had to be some people that wouldn't support it because their church doesn't support it. Well, now you're hearing from Gwendolyn that there are people in her family that don't support her. And Paedon's just Paedon. He's just kind of I don't even know. I'm not impressed with Paedon, let's just say. But to each their own. So what do you think about Gwendolyn basically calling out her brother or her siblings? I wonder what other siblings are also debating this, because it's like she said siblings gossip. I wonder who else is not accepting this. Is it siblings like in her own family, like Aspen, McKelty, Isabel? I just can't see Isabel doing that because Isabel and her are so close. So, or is it some of her siblings like through Janelle, like, the older siblings? Could it be, it can't be Mariah. So Maddie or some of the younger ones, some of Hunter's, Logan, are these the people? I don't know. Who do you think is not supporting her here? Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye guys.